again, please, if you take a seat on, but I'm missing two commissioners yet, so I guess we're not going to get started until they get back in here. Well, good morning. We'll call the meeting to order. On behalf of the commissioners, Tina, and all IRGC staff, I want to welcome you today to this meeting. Julie Andres, one of our commissioners, is joining remotely. She had some family commitments and so wasn't able to join, but she'll be joining us and we'll be listening to all the comments. So at this point in time, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You should have received instructions to the speakers. I'm going to read it real quick, just so everybody's on task with it. Everyone should have received a group number and a speaker number. Staff will help line people up in order, one group at a time, so that we can proceed from one speaker to the next in a continuous manner. As you get toward the end of one group, staff will hold up a sign for the next group to start lining up. Please watch for that group sign. If you're not present at that point, you will be skipped and we will go on to the next person. And you don't get a chance to come in at the end. You need to be here when your time is up. When it's your turn to speak, please state your name, where you are from, and if you're representing any specific organization, business, or license. Each such group must designate just one person to speak on behalf of the group. Each speaker will be allotted 3 minutes. I believe we have right at 120 people that have requested to speak, so if you do the math, that's 6 hours with no breaks and no time in between for our next speaker to come up. So we're going to ask you to be here speaking, and the next person is standing there ready to step right in and start speaking. At 3 minutes, if you are still speaking, Cody is going to stand up and ask you to stop. We cannot let everybody continue to speak. So Alan said that a good comment he was, if you're in the middle of the word is, you stop. And so, and we will hold you to that. Be respectful of everybody's time. We want to hear your comments. That's why we're here. We're interested in everyone's comments. But that does not give any one person the reason that they should continue to speak. So, thank you. At this point in time, we're going to start with speaker. I'm not going to introduce. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yep,
and speaker number 2 is ready to go. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning and welcome to Kirkwood Hotel in our wonderful city of Cedar Rapids. I am Tiffany O'Donnell, the mayor of Cedar Rapids. For those of you who are not from the area, we welcome you as well here today, and we are happy that you're here. There's much excitement around this project, as you've seen, and there is widespread support for Linn County to be awarded this license. Our voters approved this referendum not once, but twice. Let me paint a picture for you of what this project is going to look like. Cedar Crossing is a casino, and it's a comprehensive entertainment destination. We're talking about bars, restaurants, an entertainment center, and other venues that will enrich our city's already vibrant arts and entertainment scene. As a city that's working every day to provide value and quality of life for our residents here, Cedar Crossing is one more compelling reason to stay and build lives and futures here. For the northwest side of our river, it serves as an anchor for much needed redevelopment, breathing new life into an area that has long awaited a renaissance. This license and effort extend well beyond Cedar Rapids and Linn County. We know a new gaming venue will add to the current casino options across our state and ensure that the gaming industry in Iowa remains competitive and vibrant. Gaming is changing and evolving. Cedar Crossing is a great example of gaming and so much more. My favorite addition to the entertainment stages is the STEM Lab and Arts area. This is the new face of gaming, a true entertainment and arts and culture destination. As you know, when you have granted a license, we have all watched the development and improvements across the board. It makes the community better, it makes our industry better, and the state better. And finally, the ripple effect of gaming is significant. The projected financial revenue to our state we know is $80 million annually. That is in addition to the jobs, careers, tourism, and contributions to nonprofits. We believe, in fact, we know the time is now. We will trust in the process, and we will trust in you to make the decision. Thank you.
My name is Mary Beth O'Neill. I am the president and CEO of Four Oaks and the Affordable Housing Network. At Four Oaks, we are committed to empowering children and families to overcome life challenges. Through innovative and compassionate care, we provide the support needed to achieve lasting success. By bringing together the child, the family, community, we create a foundation for a brighter future. Four Oaks impacts over 26,000 children and families statewide through foster care, adoption, residential treatment, community-based service, as well as workforce and affordable housing initiatives. In Iowa, over 4,000 children are served in the foster care system annually, and we work tirelessly to find foster homes to ensure children remain connected to their home communities. Many of the children who come to us face significant challenges. Some are placed in short-term residential treatment to address severe behavioral health needs, while others require foster care after being removed from their family home. Often children arrive in emergency situations without clothing, shoes, or even the basic necessities. In Lynn County alone, we employ over 400 individuals who are dedicated to this vital work. A casino would increase employment opportunities for the families we serve, and with the additional funding, like the anticipated distribution to Lynn County nonprofits, we can enhance and expand our ability to serve our most vulnerable children and families. Every dollar donated makes an immediate difference. Contributions allow us to provide children with the essentials like shoes, bedding, clothing, hygiene products, winter coats, hats, and mittens, or educational school supplies, music equipment, arts equipment, athletic equipment, or even opportunities for celebrations, such as birthdays, let alone toys that foster joy and normalcy during challenging times. Whether a child is in foster care or residential treatment, these small comforts provide a sense of stability and dignity that every child deserves. The anticipated $6 million in funding distribution to Lynn County nonprofits would significantly enhance our ability to meet the growing needs of children and families in our care. The funds would help us foster stability during the most tumultuous of times, ensuring no child feels forgotten. Every contribution matters. Together we can instill hope, provide security in moments of fear, and build a stronger tomorrow for Iowa's children and families. Please support this important opportunity for our community. Thank you so much for your time today.
Good morning. My name is Tristan Harris. I am the general manager of the DoubleTree Convention Complex downtown. Some people might sit here and say, why would myself as a leader of a business that is in the hospitality sector support this project? It's competition, right? Well, competition is healthy, right? Rising tide lifts all boats in the area, right? You might say, you know, is there enough employees to fill the needs? Yes, absolutely. What it does is it creates more opportunity for those that work in the hospitality sector to get better, high-quality paying jobs. It forces all of us in that community to continue to elevate our game and take better care of our team members and what they do. Also, it's about destination. When we look to bring people into a hotel or we look to attract large conventions and things like that, the first question is, what is there to do in Cedar Rapids? This is just another item to add to that already long list of items available to people who come and enjoy this destination here in the Midwest. And as a resident, we are looking for things to do, right? New opportunities, new things to experience and to enjoy. I think as we look around the region, we've seen other sister communities also benefit from these. Talking to colleagues in those communities, they too would echo those comments that their hotels and hospitality businesses have also flourished as a result of having gaming opportunities within their communities. So I echo the comments of the previous two speakers that I urge you to follow the process as we should, but to vote ultimately in favor of bringing this to Cedar Rapids.
Jensen, and lifelong Cedar Rapidian. I did leave for a little bit and came back. We've survived the flood, we've survived derecho, and I do lead an organization, an employee-owned company here in Cedar Rapids, so there's a couple issues why this is really important. One is to attract talent, right? To continue to attract talent to our area, to hire the best people, and then to have things for them to do when they're here. The other hat I wear is I am on several not-for-profits in the community, and as you know, and all over the place we're struggling for funding. We do great work, and the individuals that work at those organizations work really hard with the limited funds that they have. One specific organization, Waypoint, really we focus on child care, child development, and then homelessness, which we know is a continued battle in our community. And so there's just limited dollars that we continue to fight for to make our community better. And coming back to Cedar Rapids in '97, I'm so proud of what we've built in our community and continue to build in the last few years, encouraging young people to stay here because there's really cool things to do. This development will really help with that. So as we want to continue to build Cedar Rapids, we have great momentum, and I'm excited to see how that can continue with the addition of Cedar Crossing. So on behalf of my business that I'm involved in and the not-for-profits I'm involved in, I would encourage you to support this initiative. Thank you.
My name is Ryan Evans. I've lived in Cedar Rapids for the last 10 years. Me and my wife own 6 or 7 bars and restaurants in town, and we own one right across the street from where it will be built. That area is in desperate need of just revitalization. Cedar Rapids is beautiful. I think it's nothing but great for our city. It's a bunch of open grass over there. We struggle in that part of town, and I think having 500 construction workers build this place will make a huge impact just on our area. Also, I believe that I don't think having a casino brings any negative impact, homelessness or anything like that to the area. I believe it does nothing but great things for us. I'm originally from Dubuque, and my mother owns a salon and spa. They're right down by the Diamond Joe, and when they moved it from the boat to the building, everybody said the same thing. Oh, there's going to be crime, homelessness, a bunch of things. I didn't see that at all. People came to Dubuque to stay at that casino and stayed for more than just one day. They stayed for multiple days. They visited my salon, my mom's salon and spa. It made a huge impact to her, and I don't see any of the negative things by it. I believe I can leave my keys in my car at the Diamond Joe with it running, and I have no issue with it whatsoever. I also believe that us as Cedar Rapidians, we voted for it. We're the second biggest city in Iowa, and I think we deserve it. We deserve the jobs, we deserve the income. We deserve to be a cool city like every other one with stuff, fun things to do. Having the event center, having entertainment come, and these people are going to stay for days and spend money in our community that might have never even been to Iowa before. It'll be a beautiful place. It'll be the nicest one I believe ever built in Cedar Rapids or in Iowa. I would really appreciate, as a business owner, as a constituent of Cedar Rapids, that we deserve it. And so I'm 100% for it. I appreciate you just taking your time to listen to me. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Greg Lipkins. I'm the president and CEO of a company called the Amana Society out in Amana, Iowa. And Amana is not physically connected to Lynn County, and we're 20 minutes, I guess, from downtown Cedar Rapids. The reason I'm here speaking today is because this area really needs a nice infusion of something that will draw people in just to have a good time and have fun. Down in Amana, we have somewhere north of 11 or 12 nonprofits, and all of it, I actually am on the board of our Visitors Bureau down there, which is a nonprofit, and participating, I see the struggle of the nonprofits down in Amana just for the funding that they need to keep things going. Those nonprofits, they participate in marketing the community and the area and the corridor. We market the various festivals, the 7 formal festivals that are held down in Amana. That's all driven through nonprofits. We have quite a presence. Amana is really based on history, so we have our history and museums. So we're trying desperately to preserve preserve that for the visitors that come and visit every year. We have some historic preservations. So in 2019, 2020, we underwent the process of renovation at our woolen mill, created a very nice hotel down there. So we're in that hospitality business, and also food insecurity. So nonprofits play a huge part, and from all of the conversations I've been involved in, there's significant dollars from the casino that will reach those nonprofits. And for that reason alone, I would support it. Our business, the Amana Society, we're a very unique company. About half of our revenues are generated through agriculture, but the rest is through manufacturing and hospitality. And we manufacture for stores. So we have stores and shops. We have the golf course, which is one of the top 5 rated golf courses in the state of Iowa. No doubt that the presence of a casino would bring additional people to Amana. It would be a great infusion for the city of Cedar Rapids, for Lynn County, but as a residual out in the outlying counties, we think it would have a major impact, major financial impact to the good for our businesses as well. So thank you very much for your time, and ask for your support.
Chair Olson, Commissioners, IRGC staff, I'm Wes Eric, President of the Iowa Gaming Association. On behalf of the 19 member casinos, we are unified in our opposition to the Cedar Rapids Casino license application. And furthermore, all are supportive of a moratorium on any new casino licenses. We respect that P2E is a former IGA member in Dubuque, Northwood, and Sioux City before they sold them. There's a key difference between those projects versus the current license application in Cedar Rapids. 2 are existing riverboats that were significantly improved when becoming land-based facilities. The other was an underserved rural area when Worth County overwhelmingly approved to have a property in their area. This proposed Cedar Rapids Casino fits none of those criteria. Rather, it is attempting to locate an already well-served area that would adversely impact the viability of nearby casinos. Several years ago, the Commission proposed their vision to expect that casinos would be premier entertainment destinations with a hotel, large space for concerts, weddings, corporate meetings, plus restaurants and other amenities. The investors of Riverside, Iowa Waterloo, and several other casinos took the IRGC's desired challenge and set a new benchmark by raising the bar to incorporate all the aforementioned amenities and beyond to complete the resort-like feel for guests. Especially worthwhile to note is that Riverside and Waterloo were approved by this commission in 2005 because Lynn County initially voted down their referendum, which allowed Washington and Blackhawk County to pass the referendums and pursue gaming licenses. The Riverside Casino initially had a significant $140 million investment, but like other properties, they continued to reinvest millions with ongoing improvements to maintain that popular, sizable entertainment footprint. The IRGC's premier entertainment destination goal simply does not work with the projected high cannibalization on Eastern Iowa's casinos with the addition of the Cedar Rapids Casino. We believe the reliable gravity modeling used in your 2 pending market impact studies will conclude a more sizable adverse impact to the area casinos, projecting less tax revenue, staffing, grants to area nonprofits, and vendors who provide products and services, and once again show the same conclusions your previous 4 studies have shown on this market. The math simply does not work, and a casino in Lynn County only harms all the existing casinos in Eastern Iowa. It does not bring in outside revenue for our state, and by shifting the tourism away from the casinos located on our state border, it makes it even more challenging for them to continue to drive out-of-state tourism into their communities and into Iowa. Therefore, the IGA and its members respectfully advocate the Commission oppose the Cedar Rapids Casino license application. Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners, and thank you for having us here today. My name is Jamie Loddick. I'm the mayor of Cedar Falls, Iowa. I was raised in Cedar Falls, and during my career I've worked in multiple economic development positions across Grocery Valley, Mid-American Energy, as well as having founded several businesses and community organizations in the Cedar Valley. Cedar Falls is home to approximately 41,000 residents, as well as the University of Northern Iowa, go Panthers. Manufacturing, education, and healthcare are major employers for both our residents as well as those of our sister city, Waterloo. But beyond our metro, ultimately, we are part of a larger region of about 250,000 people that's usually referred to as the Cedar Valley. So since 2007, Blackhawk County Gaming Association has directly given the city of Cedar Falls over $5.7 million towards 21 grants. A few example projects include $1.5 million for the Cedar River Recreation Project and $250,000 to build a Place to Play all-inclusive park, both of which are regional amenities that both our residents in town use, but as well as the entire Cedar Valley region. Specifically though, I want to touch on one of our most recent projects, our community natatorium. For decades, Cedar Falls has partnered with our public schools to utilize the junior high pools for public swimming. However, both pools are coming up on 50 years old, and we've seen an increase in swim meets and interest in swimming, public swimming, that's put a strain on our limited pool availability. For cities our size, and even more so for our smaller surrounding communities, the expense of building and maintaining our own separate indoor community pools simply isn't cost effective. That's why the Community Natatorium, which received $500,000 from Blackhawk Gaming, was a collaborative effort between the city, Blackhawk County, UNI, and the Cedar Falls Community School District. By combining our needs, we were able to fund a state-of-the-art competitive aquatic facility that will be used by both Cedar Falls, but also all of our surrounding communities. Cedar Falls Schools has partnerships with 10 other regional school districts to use the new facilities, and in the past 3 years, residents from over 15 of our surrounding cities have used our community pools for swim lessons. For us, these type of generational regional projects often aren't possible or cost-effective without the appropriate support and funding of the Blackhawk County Gaming Association. By design, they make us think regionally about how we approach projects like these and how they can be beneficial not just to us in the metro, but also our surrounding regional communities. As a region, we can't afford to build 2 or 3 of everything, and our partnership with Blackhawk County Gaming makes us focus on better leveraging our resources so that we support the whole region. I say all of this today because this decision not only impacts one city or one county, but really all of eastern Iowa, including the small communities that rely on the amenities and services that we're able to provide as a region because of the support of the existing casinos. I recognize there's a lot to consider when making this decision, so thank you for listening and trusting and following the process. Appreciate your careful consideration as you seek to understand what is ultimately in Iowa's best interest as a whole. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Blake Hollis, and I'm a lifelong resident of Blackhawk County. I'm a farmer and a business owner with operations in Blackhawk, Tama, and Grundy counties. As a Waterloo native, I remember vividly the devastation of the 1980s farm crisis, a time when we watched families and businesses vanish from our landscape. We saw the devastation ripple through Waterloo's ag manufacturing sector, and in many ways our community is still shaking off the impact today. The wounds from that time were very deep, and they've left us with a persistent challenge of widening and diversifying our economic base. This dependency on agriculture for Blackhawk County is particularly vulnerable to cyclical downturns. Farming, as you know, operates in cycles dictated not only by seasons, but by broader economic forces. When difficult times hit, we farmers tighten our belts on capital purchases and equipment investments, and these fluctuations ripple through our economy, affecting every sector that relies on ag spending. Linn County, part of the vibrant corridor stretching from Cedar Rapids to Iowa City, is a region that enjoys stable growth due to a much more reliable connection to agriculture through grain processing. So when it flows into Linn County, has led to a stark contrast in growth already. In 1980, Linn County's population was not even 25% larger than that of Blackhawk County, and today it's more than 75% larger. The corridor region is thriving, as many people have already attested to today. Its growth fueled by quality of life assets, diverse employment opportunities, and a steady influx of people attracted to its promise. In Blackhawk County, we're only now beginning to see transformation take root, thanks to investments by Iowa and Blackhawk County Gaming Association. My final key point is that downtown Waterloo is finally showing signs of vitality and progress toward a future of greater sustainability. The progress gives us hope for retaining talent, attracting businesses, and creating a community that people want to call home. I'm a capitalist, and as a capitalist, I believe in competition. But in deploying gaming licenses, I urge you to be extremely strategic. Cedar Rapids and the corridor are already thriving, drawing new people and businesses every year. In Blackhawk County, the resources generated by our gaming funds are truly catalytic in furthering our progress towards similar economic sustainability. Iowa is strongest when all of our communities have a chance to grow. I urge you to consider the broader impact of this proposal and to invest in regions where it will make the greatest difference. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Zachary Harden, and I'm here today on behalf of Islands for represents a grassroots coalition dedicated to preserving the integrity of Iowa's communities. Our mission is to ensure that decisions about economic development build upon the success of Iowa's current framework, one that already includes vibrant casinos, which support local economies, generate jobs, and contribute to nonprofits across the state. We are here to strongly oppose the proposed new casino in Cedar Rapids because we believe it would jeopardize this balance. Recent polling conducted by Upland Insights underscores what we are hearing across Iowa. 2/3 of Iowa voters statewide oppose adding more casinos, and 53% of Cedar Rapids residents specifically oppose this proposal. Additionally, 56% of Iowans support reinstating a statewide moratorium on new casino licenses. These numbers reflect broad bipartisan agreement that Iowa's current casino landscape is sufficient and that further expansion risks undermining the success of what we already have. We are proud of the role that Iowa is more than capable of meeting demand. Facilities, we should focus on preserving the benefits that our current casinos provide to Iowa's residents, nonprofits, and businesses. Expanding further would risk diminishing these contributions and creating instability in an already well-established system. The path forward is clear. Reinstating the statewide moratorium on new casino licenses, which expired in July, is a practical solution to ensure that Iowa's gaming landscape remains strong and sustainable. In just a week, over 1,000 Iowans have signed our petition calling for a statewide moratorium. This would protect existing casinos, maintain the benefits they provide, and allow time for thoughtful evaluation of the long-term needs of our communities. In closing, we urge the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission to reject the proposal for a new casino in Cedar Rapids. We also call on legislators to extend the statewide moratorium on new casino licenses. Iowa has a strong and successful gaming industry, and we must act now to ensure that that success continues without putting unnecessary strain on our communities, nonprofits, and existing casinos. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Chairman, if I may address the speaker. So, the previous speaker. Hold on, sir. Will you come back for a second? Yeah, just 1 second. She has a question. Can your organization please share with the commission, not at this moment,
Sure.
but to follow up the entirety of your study, including the methodology and the total sample
Of
size
the polling.
of the study?
Good morning, thank you. I'm Harry Robert from Anamosa. Lynn County was my home for 50+ years, and I'm for the Cedar Crossing Casino and Event Center. It's a win-win situation for a new casino in Cedar Rapids that creates competition. This country was built on competition, which makes business bigger and better. The new casino will create hundreds and hundreds of jobs and taxes for the Cedar Rapids area, and bring in tourists and benefit the area. A big percentage of profits will go to the charity supporting our veterans and the mentally challenged and the homeless people. My wife and I are in our 80s, and we go to different casinos, we see different events, and maybe do a little gambling. We just don't patronize one casino. I don't see any difference if a new casino is built in Cedar Rapids. It will not change my views. I feel it's all about greed and control. The other casinos don't want one in Cedar Rapids. People are getting wise, and they're not going to stand for it. The people spoke and voted in 2013 and 2021 for a go in gaming. Now it's time. So don't be fooled by this language from an existing casino saying in outdated language that Cedar Rapids failed to comply with Iowa code. I hope the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission board sees through the tactics of these existing casinos and issues a license to the Cedar Rapids. It's been a long time coming. Go, go, go. Cedar Rapids Crossing. Thank you.
Randy Walker, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I'm here to oppose another casino in the state of Iowa. By your own publications and your website, the casinos are losing money, 1 to 3% a year in the last 3 years. I don't know why we would need more. We already have over 20,000 slot machines, 400 gaming tables. We do not need any more of these casinos. 14 to 15% of the people that go to the casinos are what we would call at-risk gamblers. As a person of faith, I find this horrifying. for each person at risk in gaming. And I know this is a multi-million-dollar business, but it is kept alive off the backs of the poor and the elderly. And sorry about that. What I would like to say is that we do not need to have 14 or 15% of our population here in Cedar Rapids going to the pawn shops. Their business will flourish in Cedar Rapids. For every person that has a gambling addiction that adversely affects 5 to 8 other people, family members, friends, work constituent or work relationships, truancy will increase. Many adverse effects will be realized. Many of the restaurants that are marginal around the casinos will be put out of business. I'd like to see a study done of how many. Maybe it's a panacea, maybe it's all fun and games, but I don't believe every restaurant within a 5-mile radius of a casino giving cheaper deals on meals and things like that is going to flourish, despite what we all might think. Cedar Rapids is not on the corridor of our state. Of the 7,000 people that are hired by casinos, a majority of them make minimum wage. 5,000 of them are citizens of Iowa, and a majority of them make less than $16 an hour. At that rate is the lowest in the nation for casino workers. We have nothing to be proud of how we treat our workers or the people off the backs of whom which the money comes from. About 23 to 24% of the people who go to gamble will be senior citizens on fixed income. 5 times, the minority folks will represent 5 times the rest of the demographics of Iowa, about 89% white folks. 5 times that amount of people who are in minority classes will attend the casinos, and that's where your financial revenues are coming from. The other 6% of people that come will be college students who are spending and causing their college debt to rise, causing burdens to the taxpayer. These casinos are not a panacea to get us all rich. Thank you. We don't need one.
Good morning. I'm Quentin Hart, Mayor of the City of Waterloo. And I grew up in the city where I have the privilege of being able to serve my 5th term as mayor. Prior to this role, I served on the city council and worked close to 2 decades at Hawkeye Community College. And I believe in our tagline, or way of life, as a community of opportunity, as we would like to call it, and have seen the positive impacts the Iowa Casino Hotel Water Valley. In the most recent fiscal was paid over $7.2 million in gaming host city fees and nearly $14.5 million in gaming development fees. So it has had a profound impact. The casino has been impactful, that has made an incredible ripple effect on our local economy. And the funding we receive as a city isn't just something that's nice to have. And it's no coincidence that most $100 million in investments since 2007, in large part due to matching funds available through revenue generated by the Iowa to the Waterloo Development Corporation. And Blackhawk County Gaming has specifically given the city $19.5 million directly to fund 43 different grants. And however, their impact is much greater across the city and the county. As our largest local funder, they continue to provide important principal grants on capital projects for nonprofits across the Cedar Valley. Ideas in 8 years, and $15 million have gone towards that plan. And so the city budget is already tight and needs to shave $1.8 million per year by 2028 due to new levy changes. And the city can't keep taking financial hits to maintain our current flow, let alone grow, change, and improve. So the Iowa and the Blackhawk County Gaming are critical, important partners in our community, and any hit to the revenue, even the most conservative, hurts us community.
Good morning, my name is Eric Hirsch from Waterloo, Iowa, and I'm here representing my family in Lost Island Parks, opposition to adding a casino in Lynn County. For context, my parents do these business investments. Our family has also contributed millions of dollars to the community through philanthropy and various charitable donations over the years. All this background is meant to emphasize the large commitment we've made and continue to make investing in Iowa's future. We are dedicated to ensuring that Waterloo and Cedar Falls not only survive, but thrive. The Isle Casino Hotel Waterloo has shared that goal ever since they located north of Lost Island in 2007. They've been great neighbors and partners, working with us on hotel park packages, 4th of July fireworks, hosting community events, and spearheading an economic development group that seeks to attract additional businesses and amenities to our area. We are building a travel destination where the 250,000 plus guests who visit our parks annually will come not just for the day, but to stay and play in Iowa. At the theme park alone, 35% of our attendance comes from out of the state or from overseas. We expect to see much more potential growth for the Cedar Valley and the state overall as the parks continue to grow. As Iowa business owners, we believe in free enterprise and competition. We also believe in collaboration. Working together to enhance the state with a wide variety of unique attractions will have a far greater impact on regional tourism than duplicating efforts. This is why we strongly oppose adding a casino in Lynn County. As Mayor O'Donnell and many others have mentioned, the corridor is already thriving, with an increasing population and new amenities being built without a casino or QSO. In Black Hawk County, little has been built in the last 30 years without direct assistance from the Isle or the Black Hawk County Gaming Association. Simply put, we, Lost Island, and Black Hawk County depend on them for economic development. Adding a casino in Lynn County would, without question, threaten future growth and negatively impact the greater Cedar Valley. I urge you to consider how detrimental this decision will be for the communities across Northeast Iowa, many of whom currently rely on important partnerships with their current casinos and QSOs. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Good morning, Commissioners. Alex Dixon, President and CEO of Q Casino and Resort and DRA. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'm here to make sure that we understand the impact of a new casino license that could have on Dubuque. I first want to acknowledge, though, that a new casino in Cedar Rapids would not be catastrophic for the Dubuque gaming market. It'd be disingenuous for me to suggest so. A 7.5% to 9% revenue impact is very significant, and we'll talk about that through the various speakers that will come before you. But the reality is that you don't need a catastrophe to limit capital investment. All you need is uncertainty. All you need is an excuse in a more callous perspective. And today what we're talking about is an excuse for the commercial developers and casino operators who don't live here in the state of Iowa not to make investments within the state. Every year you meet with us, you review our capital plans each and every year about what we are doing to make our facilities better. Well, let me tell you about what we're doing in Dubuque. We're building a $155 million public-private reinvestment, not because capitalism tells us we have to, but because we can. We are a nonprofit casino, one of two in America. We give nearly 23% of our revenues back to the city and community where we operate every day. We then turn around and pay 22% of those revenues directly at your direction to the state of Iowa. If you were to offer a new casino, why wouldn't you do it like you do in Prairie Meadows or the DRA? We fund nearly 10% of the city's budget directly. We have one of the lowest property taxes in the state of Iowa, or the lowest property taxes in the state of Iowa, because we directly contribute to the funds of the city of Dubuque based upon the revenues of the Diamond Joe and the Q Casino Resort. The last 2 points I'll make is in regards to inflation. Paying the same price and getting less is the quintessential definition of inflation. I believe in capitalism. If I learned nothing else at Goldman Sachs, it was that you must be long-term greedy. And in this case, asking us to pay the same price and getting less of a market is bad. And who wants to be associated with inflationary policies in today's environment? We're proud stewards of our privileged license, and we hope that you will speak up for Dubuque in this process. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners, Tina and IRGC staff. I'm Wendy Rundy, the General Manager and Vice President of the Diamond Joe Casino in Dubuque. On behalf of Boyd Gaming and the two Diamond Joe properties, I am here in opposition to the Cedar Rapids Casino license application. Our company's independent analysis indicates that opening a casino in the Cedar Rapids area will reduce Diamond Joe's revenues by approximately 9%. The impact is higher now than what our analysis and the state's previous market study showed in 2017 because we've been able to increase visitation through the compelling product, entertainment, and customer service that we provide our guests from the Cedar Rapids market and the feeder markets that are between Cedar Rapids and Dubuque. Growth in these areas has helped to offset the impacts that we've seen at our property and the Dubuque market from increased competition in Illinois with the Hard Rock Casino in Rockford and the expansion of VGTs over the years. The Cedar Rapids area will continue to be important to us as the Ho-Chunk Nation recently started construction on a planned $400 million casino in Beloit, Wisconsin, which is expected to open in early 2026. This increased competition in the Beloit and Rockford areas will significantly reduce visitation from northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin to Diamond Joe and the Dubuque market. Our response to this out-of-state competition remains focused on growing our market outward toward the Cedar Rapids area. Adding a license to the Cedar Rapids market will change the dynamics of future investment decisions at our property due to unpredictable market conditions, reduced visitation, reduced revenue, and a reduced region from which to draw business. The Dubuque Racing Association, or QSO, receives approximately $4 million annually from the Diamond Joe from gaming and sports wagering revenue. These dollars have significant impacts on the region. Any reduction in our business and in the Q's business will have a trickle-down effect on the recipients of those dollars, including but not limited to many charitable and civic groups throughout the tri-states. It will mean fewer dollars for DRA's grant recipients, such as the Boys and Girls Club, and other organizations in the community, which impacts programming and quality of life. In conclusion, disrupting stability in a market that is facing increased competitive challenges from across the border in Illinois and soon to be in Wisconsin jeopardizes our ability to grow and remain competitive. Boyd Gaming and the Diamond Joe properties respectfully advocate the Commission should oppose the Cedar Rapids Casino license application. Thank you.
Mike Van Milligan, City Manager in Dubuque, Iowa, and Mayor Kavanaugh offers his apology. He's traveling, but I'm going to read a letter that he authored. On behalf of the City of Dubuque, we appreciate the opportunity to express our opposition to the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission issuing a new gaming license and Racing Association. The City of Dubuque and the DRA have a strong partnership that has delivered hundreds of millions of dollars to local governments and charities since 1985. These dollars help bolster programs related to education, the arts, wellness, and entertainment for those that live, work, and play in Dubuque and the surrounding area. Moreover, Diamond Joe and Q employees are active throughout our community as volunteers and generous financial contributors for charitable and civic organizations in around Dubuque. In 2022, the City and DRA embarked upon an ambitious plan to use our partnership the City and DRA embarked on an ambitious plan to use our partnership to enhance Schmidt Island. Schmidt Island is a special gateway for Dubuque, and more than $100 million in investments are underway by the City, the DRA, and the Q as we reimagine and transform the island as a local and regional destination. These investments are possible because of the financial contributions the City and DRA derive from our local gaming properties. In our conversations with Diamond Joe and Q's management, they have shared that the development of a casino in Linn County will have significant negative impacts on their operations. Both properties would see visitation and businesses decline. Such loss of business will negatively impact the Dubuque region through decreased gaming revenues for essential local government services, fewer charitable and civic investments in our community, and lower employment levels due to reduced visitation at our casinos. In fact, these very concerns over the level of cannibalization of existing casino properties and the negative impact it would have on existing host communities, their gaming operations, and their employees is why the IRGC has continually opted against the license in Lynn County over the last 10 years. There is already significant cannibalization from existing competition in Rockford, Illinois, and soon-to-be competition in Beloit, Wisconsin, and as well as the expansion of online gaming and VGTs in Illinois. The entire market is already saturated to the point that the Iowa casinos are struggling for market share. This situation would be compounded dramatically if a casino was allowed in Lynn County. There are only 2 nonprofit casinos in the United States, Prairie Meadows and Q. Please do not diminish the revenues and the impact of one of these nonprofits. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Rick Dickinson. I serve as the president and CEO of Greater Dubuque Development Corporation. Before I begin, I just want to thank the commission for the service you provide the citizens of Iowa and the gaming industry. My ask is simple. Please, do no harm. My standing here is not criticism of the city of Cedar Rapids or Lynn County or the developers. We consider Cedar Rapids our sister city, second largest metropolitan area in the state, and someone to be admired, and they have much to be proud of. Lynn County is our neighbor. The developers of this project are top shelf. I know them by name. They live in our community. They built the Diamond Joe Casino, which is now owned by Boyd Gaming. Cedar Rapids has an excellent developer, but again, my ask is do no harm. Greater Dubuque Development Corporation receives about $350,000 a year from the DRA. It pays for business retention and expansion and recruitment. It pays for expanding broadband, for expanding residential development, for expanding and being a model nationally for affordable, available, quality child care. Any impact that would reduce the coin-in at the DRA would negatively impact not just Greater Dubuque Development, but the entire community. Yes, the loss might be 9%, and that's not the death knell for the DRA. But understand, too, that the impact is, there's a multiplier to the impact because of the amount of dollars that return as a nonprofit casino to the community. I think the recommendation from your developer is generous, 8% in return to the community. But in Dubuque, it's not 8%, it's not 16%, it's 23%. And so whatever the loss of coin-in, there's a three times multiplier in the impact to the community. In 2014, the commission determined there was total saturation of for-profit gaming in Iowa. They were right. They reaffirmed that in 2017, full saturation. They were right. In 2024, not only is there full saturation, but anyone that has one of these as a casino in their hand. Yep. Gaming is no longer about saturation. Gaming in Iowa is omnipresent. I simply ask that you do no harm and that you do not expand for-profit casinos in Iowa. Again, thank you for your service.
Good morning, Molly Grover, President and CEO of the Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce. In my 18-year tenure, I've witnessed firsthand the impact that our casinos have had in our community. That impact is earmarked by the engagement and support of our casinos as partners in the economic well-being and betterment of our communities. I can tell you that that success and positive community impact of both our casinos are due to the exceptional leadership of those organizations. Both are excellent community partners, corporate citizens, and have demonstrated their support not only to our region, but to the state with their generous time, talent, and treasure. However, that has not always been the case weeks in my experience with the previous owner of Diamond Joe and now development group for the proposed Cedar Rapids project. Not many people know this story, but I felt compelled to share my experience with that development member of the proposed Cedar Rapids Casino because leadership and integrity matter. 2010. The city of Dubuque was chosen as the end route stop for RAGBRAI. That then owner of the Diamond Joe, he was told by friends that RAGBRAI participants leave route stop communities in shambles and it would hurt his business. He called a meeting with my employee at the time and proceeded to use F-bombs directed at that employee when he did not get the response he wanted, which was to kill RAGBRAI coming to the port. He proceeded then to call me after that meeting and was extremely disrespectful. He told me that he was pulling his title sponsorship, $20,000, from America's River Festival only weeks away, withdrawing his membership and sponsorship from the Chamber of Commerce, and indeed did so, which was approximately another $15,000. He did everything in his power to hurt America's River Festival, the Chamber of Commerce, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and a beloved statewide event, RAGBRAI. He used his company and his financial support as a weapon of revenge because of a city decision he did not like. I share this story not out of bitterness, but as a warning. These are not the actions or behaviors of a good community partner or a good corporate citizen. Adding another casino to the state hurts not only our community, but all communities throughout Iowa that have made these strategic investments. Strategic investments that were made when the risks were real on the front end, at a time when all communities had their chance to opt in. Dubuque community leaders that took that risk, leveraging their own houses, taking out second mortgages to establish gaming in Dubuque. Now, after all those communities, including Dubuque, shouldered the burden, took the huge financial risk, and made significant investments in their community, Cedar Rapids had their chance and now want to be dealt in. That is not how the game is played, pun intended. In all due respect, please deny the application for the proposed Cedar Rapids Casino and reinstate the moratorium on casino expansion. Thank you.
Good morning. John Sutter from Dubuque, Iowa. I'm the Vice President of Travel Dubuque and the Destination Marketing Organization for Dubuque and Dubuque County. I also oversee all operations at the Field of Dreams movie site in Dyersville. On behalf of Travel Dubuque, I'm here in opposition to the Cedar Rapids Casino license application. Travel Dubuque receives its funding from a portion of hotel-motel tax collected across the city of Dubuque. We use these funds to market the Dubuque area to travelers, many of whom come from the Cedar Rapids area. Data trends from the data set provided by Travel Iowa show that a large portion of hotel overnights in Dubuque originate from the Cedar Rapids market. Adding to this, the data provided by the Dubuque casinos shows that a large amount of these overnights are visitors to the Q Casino and Diamond Joe. Cedar Rapids is one of our top 3 targets for marketing spending and has always been in our top 3 locations of people who engage on social media, our website, travel guide inquiries, and other travel-related requests. A reduction in gaming visitors to the Diamond Joe and the Q Casino will have a direct effect on overnight stays in our hotel. It will reduce the amount of available grant funding from the Dubuque Racing Association. It will also reduce event sponsorship support we receive and overall reduce the amount of funding Travel Dubuque receives. Much of those dollars are used to draw revenue from out-of-state visitors from Wisconsin and Illinois. A disruption in our revenue will make it difficult for us to continue to offer many of the support services we provide to the hospitality and tourist industries in Dubuque community. It will also reduce our ability to ensure that Dubuque remains a vibrant destination for these markets. For these reasons, on behalf of Travel Dubuque and Dubuque's hospitality and tourism industry, I ask that you maintain the status quo for gaming in Iowa and deny the application for a casino license in Cedar Rapids. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bobby Earls, and I am with the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque in Dubuque, Iowa. Thank you for this opportunity to share our thoughts, and thank you for your service on the commission. Today, you've heard from some Dubuque City government leaders, some Chamber of Commerce representatives, economic development leaders, and our travel and tourism. And I share in the opposition of granting a gaming license here in Cedar Rapids. I'm here to represent those that often don't have a voice at meetings like this. We are a nonprofit that serves other nonprofits in our region. Both Diamond Joe and Q Casino are tremendous community partners, and our success as a region is tied to their success. Reduced business at our local casinos will negatively impact the local economic climate, not only for Diamond Joe and Q, but also for those in other business sectors that provide goods and services to the casinos, local casino employees, and those that visit the area due to the casinos available. The impact, however, is greater than just reduced business activity and reduced revenues to our city. Diamond Joe and Q, in conjunction with the Dubuque Racing Association, provides significant financial support to thousands of charitable and civic groups throughout the region. Since 1985, they have set the standard of operations in giving back to our community and our region. As Alex Dixon mentioned, the DRA is one of 2 nonprofits in the country, and in addition to sharing the millions of dollars in revenue with our community, in 2011, the DRA created an endowed fund at the Community Foundation, and that fund is now able to grant out an additional $250,000, $250,000 each year to support charitable needs and nonprofits in our community. This has an impact on children, education, arts, food insecurity, health and wellness, homelessness, and so much more. If our local casinos see their businesses decrease, it will mean fewer dollars for the DRA's grant recipients, reduced funds for these organizations, and it will have an impact on the quality of life and the quality of place that we call home. The financial support comes not just as a transaction though. Both Alex Dixon and Wendy Rundy, along with all of their staff at the Q Casino and Diamond Joe, support nonprofits with their time and talent. They show up and engage in our community because that's the community they call home. Thank you for considering keeping the status quo.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Kingsley Blatcher II. I'm currently the president of the Black Hawk Gaming Association. Originally from South Carolina, I made my way to the Cedar Valley after graduating law school at Iowa and spending 5 years on the Iowa City Council. Now I work for one of the largest employers in the state. I stand before you to express our serious concerns about the proposal to add a casino in the county. While we can all appreciate the potential for increased revenue at the state level, we must carefully consider what such an investment means for individual communities and the long-term impact to Eastern Iowa. Let me begin by talking about the vital role Black Hawk Gaming plays in our community. Since our founding in 2007, we've given over $80 million to support more than 650 projects. We are the largest funder in Black Hawk County, allocating an average of $4.5 million per year to local grants. This puts us in a very unique position. We understand that whether or not we say yes to a project, especially large capital projects, will make or break their fundraising success. We weigh decisions carefully and strategically, not just looking at things from a philanthropic lens, but understanding our money is often the economic driver the Cedar Valley needs when it comes to moving the needle in significant ways. In contrast, Linn County already has 5 funders that allocate more than $5 million per year. And while their individual county population is larger, we serve an 8-county region, not a single county, which includes a total of over 250,000 people. This means our work reaches far beyond Waterloo and Cedar Falls. Our impact is regional and vital when there are not similar funding opportunities available. In addition, the financial projects shared by the Cedar Rapids Development Group for their casinos' potential revenue simply do not match the reality we are seeing at existing facilities. The study they presented stated the Isle would only lose 5% of revenue if a casino were added to Linn County. However, the factual data is our casino's current database consists of 9.6 people from the Linn County market. Their study also projected revenue increases over the next several years, when in reality, revenue and admissions have steadily decreased the last 2 years. This is why we are confident that the independent studies presented in January will mirror past studies conducted by the RGC. The impact will be much greater to existing casinos, and the state impact will be significantly smaller than what has been presented. As someone who has worked in the corridor and Cedar Valley, I've seen the power resources can have strategically invested and put towards change. The Isle is arguably the most important resource we have in Cedar Valley, and the community has come to rely on it for the things far beyond grants through the QSO: taxes, hosting fees, jobs, and local purchasing power, just to name a few. This is why we seek to protect it, because we understand how our revenue loss, even conservative projections, will impact our people. Linn County had their chance in the past to pursue a casino, but the public voted against it when the market showed there was opportunity for growth. I understand you have a difficult decision, and they appreciate the thoughtful consideration you bring to the process. We value IRGC as partners in the gaming industry and trust that you make a decision in the best interest of clients. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm Chad Mutternock. I represent Scott County Regional Authority. We are the QSO for the Isle Casino Hotel in Bettendorf. And each year we receive grant requests that we are unable to fund. Say it again. Each year we receive grant requests we're unable to fund. In 2024, we received 198 requests from nonprofit organizations, educational institutions, and for government civic projects, totaling $6.3 million. Of those 198 grant requests, we were able to award 92 projects, providing $2.7 million, which represents 43% of the projects. We are grateful for those dollars that we're able to funnel through our communities in Scott County. As a matter of fact, yesterday we celebrated with our eclipsing the $100 million mark of impact into our communities. It was a great event. With that said, we are concerned about the addition of competition and the impact that that will have on our ability to fund our community. It took us 33 years to hit 100 million. More competition will make that a longer period of time. Thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Scott Nauman. I'm the Mayor Pro Tem of Bettendorf, Iowa. I'm past president of the Iowa League of Cities and a member of the board of the Scott County Regional Authority. And I have to admit, as I was coming here today and considering the option, the opportunity to speak, and looking at this project, I almost fell for it too. It looks really good. It's tempting. I'm drawn by the glossy pictures and the promise of prosperity. We're reminded of the movie, right? In Toy Story, the introduction of Buzz Lightyear. Woody had been the leader and the most loved toy by Andy, and he begins to feel, as these other casinos will, overshadowed by Buzz. There are casinos, the toys must balance their roles with the group to maintain harmony. You already, we know, have great concern about how another casino will disrupt the balance of the state's gaming market and the local economies. At first, the idea of a casino might seem exciting, just like Buzz Lightyear's flashy gadgets. But as the movie teaches us, what appears new and shiny often comes with hidden challenges, like market, risks harming the state's continued existing casinos and the jobs and the revenues that they capture. That's why the board has previously demonstrated caution when it considers be aware of the gimmicks to twist information and manipulate perceptions. You can make statistics say anything you want, just like you can with cell phone traffic. Favorable foot traffic doesn't necessarily equal gambling activity or sustained patronage. And even the cell phone data suggests that you'll have folks in the door, it may be a base of visitors, but it doesn't account for limited spending power within a saturated market or how a new casino could cannibalize from others. I respectfully request a no vote.
Crucial reasons why a Cedar Rapids Casino would be a losing bet for us in Washington County. Market saturation and depletion. The Iowa gaming market is not infinite. Introducing another player split, especially in close proximity to Riverside, would lead to market saturation. Instead of attracting new gamblers, the Cedar Rapids Casino would likely siphon off a significant portion of Riverside's customer base, directly impacting our revenue and, by extension, the tax revenue that flows into Washington County. Number two, economic fallout and job losses. A decline in Riverside's fortunes would have a domino effect, potentially leading to closure and job loss. Direct expense of Washington investment in Washington County. In addition, the addition of a Cedar Rapids competitor would undermine this investment, potentially jeopardizing the casino's that loyalty and long-term economic partnerships are easily disregarded. Strained resources and increased social costs, an increase in problem gambling, fueled by easier access to casinos, doesn't respect county lines. Washington County residents could be tempted to gamble further from home, potentially leading to increased demand for addiction services and social support, straining resources already stretched thin. This would be a blow to regional cooperation. The push for this casino, particularly with addition rather than cooperation. It undermines regional partnerships, crucial for economic development and prosperity across Washington County. It's for neighboring communities.
Good morning, my name is Julie Kraft. Thank you for this opportunity and also for your service on the commission. I'm known here locally. I'm from Cedar Rapids, and I'm known for being a cheerleader for many nonprofits. So I want to state that I'm here as a representative of Hawkeye Downs Speedway and Expo Center, and I serve as its board secretary and past president. Hawkeye Downs is a historic nonprofit in Linn County, and next year we will proudly celebrate 100 years of racing. It sounds really cool, it's a great achievement, but it has been so tough to get there. Linn County is rich in nonprofits. We have a lot of people who want to do good here, but dollars to support those nonprofits are often challenging to come by. We are thrilled at the possibility of this development of Cedar Crossing. Pumping 8% of the casino's profits back into our nonprofits will be huge for all of us. I've lived in this area for 25 years, and let me tell you, we need a break. We've had 2 major floods, a derecho, and it's often our nonprofits and the local volunteers who step in to support the community and lift it back up. As a nonprofit at Hawkeye Downs, we really work hard to support other nonprofits, and we even provide training space for our local law enforcement. We believe that we are giving back to the community in our way. That said, maintaining our property and our older buildings is expensive. We rely heavily on additional support from grants in the city of Cedar Rapids. This casino would have a tremendous positive impact for Hawkeye Downs, for the nonprofits, and for our community. As a year-round event center and a seasonal racetrack, we host hundreds of thousands of people from out of state all the time. They come to participate, watch racing events, attend many of our trade shows or expos, often in our expo halls, and sometimes even on our grounds. We are fully aware that having entertainment in our community is vital to our region's livelihood. And we also recognize that more than one form of entertainment or attraction is needed to entice visitors and to get them to stay longer. We believe Cedar Crossing would be a perfect addition to our community and complement what Hawkeye Downs offers to our guests. The casino will certainly attract tourists, group tours, and conferences, and we fully anticipate some of those people will then attend Hawkeye Downs for our events. Thank you for your consideration, again, for your time here. We really support a gaming license for Cedar Rapids. The voters here have also repeatedly said they want a casino. We hope the commission hears what our local people say. I've listened to the other groups here, and I understand the impact on the community. All we are asking for is our own opportunity for our community. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. It's a privilege to speak to you this morning. My name is Tom Brown. My wife Kathy and I have lived and worked in the corridor for more than 40 years. Cedar Rapids is our home, and we are deeply passionate about this community completely. Over the years, I've been proud to witness the incredible economic growth that has turned our region into a vibrant hub of opportunity. We have weathered incredible natural disasters to continue this growth in our cities and our region. I've had the honor of serving on numerous nonprofit boards, volunteering, producing financial support, for example, United Way, Four Oaks, Horizon Meals on Wheels, Junior Achievement, to mention a few. And I've seen firsthand the transformative impact these organizations have on our community. They help people, they change lives, and in some cases they save lives. That's why I'm here today, because because I believe in supporting projects that create meaningful change for our community, just as these organizations have done. I'd also like to speak on behalf of the original CRDG Investment Group. We are a local group united by a shared vision for our community. In 2012, as our city was still recovering from the devastating 2008 flood, we came together with a commitment to drive economic development on the west side of the river. We were immensely proud of the initial project, and I can assure you that our dedication to this project is as strong today as it was then. However, it's frustrating to hear claims that this is an out-of-state project. These accusations are simply false. They are being pushed by existing casino groups trying to protect their financial interests. Let's not forget, these are the same casinos that spent nearly $2 million to oppose the 2013 referendum and have fought us at every turn, despite Lynn County voters overwhelmingly approving gaming not once, but twice. Commissioners, you have an important decision before you. I thank you for your thoughtful consideration as you weigh in on what's best for our community. Cedar Rapids is a resilient city, and just like our community, the supporters of this project are determined and patient, but the time is now to move forward. On behalf of the local CRDG Investor Group, I urge you to listen to the voices of Lynn County, your neighbors, the families who have built their lives here, the businesses that keep this region thriving, and the nonprofits that meet our community's greatest needs. Let's not let outside interests stand in the way of what's right for our community. Thank you very much for allowing me to do this.
Sorry about that. Bad me, bad him. Okay, my name is Al Pearson. I spoke to you this morning from the standpoint of my neighborhood, Northwest Neighbors Neighborhood Association, and talked about what's happened in our neighborhood. I'm here now to speak to you about my business, Pearson's Flower Shop and Greenhouses. My business is a 96-year-old family business started by my grandparents on Ellis Boulevard in the Northwest neighborhood. We have reinvented ourselves 4 times over the years, focusing on different areas of flowers and plants. We've gone through multiple disasters, the flood. My greenhouse was leveled by a hailstorm. My grandfather was killed. And anyway, we reinvented ourselves many times. So I'm here to tell you that my business could use the influx of visitors into our neighborhood. We are one of the only greenhouses in the area that operates year-round. I have people coming in to spend time in the greenhouse because it's a great place to visit in the winter. It's warm, it's vibrant, and we have a lot of people that come visit us from Dubuque, Waterloo, Washington County. They come because we are a destination. And I could use more support in the neighborhood. We've lost thousands of homes, thousands of customers, and I'm here to ask for your support for our neighborhood, for my business. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. My name is Ryan Wall. I'm the city manager for Marion. On behalf of Team Marion, which encompasses the city, our Chamber of Commerce, and our Economic Development Corp., we support the Cedar Crossings Casino application and request you grant the license. There's no question that Cedar Crossings will positively contribute to the county's and region's economic landscape. The casino is expected to create over 1,000 construction jobs and hundreds of full-time jobs once operational. There is tremendous momentum in our region, and this will continue to accelerate that pace by revitalizing an area that's in need of it, and will undoubtedly serve as a catalyst for future development throughout the greater region. Cedar Crossing is expected to draw over 1 million visitors each year to Lynn County and the region, and these tourists will visit not only the casino but other businesses, as you just heard, throughout the county during their stay. Marion and our peer communities have invested quite a bit in infrastructure And we are extremely excited to show that off and show how great it is here in the greater Cedar Rapids area. And most importantly, this project is expected to generate more than $6 million annually that will help countless organizations that provide essential services within the county and further enhance the quality of life for those who call this part of state home. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Chris Kramer, and I'm here as a representative for the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library here in Cedar Rapids. But first, I wanted to thank you all for being here. I know this is a challenging decision for the state of Iowa and trying to represent all different interests. I know that personally because I served for 12 years as the director of the Iowa Department of Cultural Affairs, and I oversaw arts, history, humanities, the film office, the historical museum, as well as historic preservation. We also have a number of community development projects, and I'm so pleased to hear that so many communities that we worked with on many of these projects are recognizing the importance of continued investment through the casinos. This synergistic relationship has, I think we can go back to the people who initially set all of this up, because the revenues from gambling and casinos first goes to education, then it goes to rebuild Iowa infrastructure, and ultimately it goes back into a lot of our communities. And so that's why you're hearing the reliance that so many nonprofits and arts and cultural organizations have come to recognize. So I'm so pleased that I think most people in the room agree on that concept. And we know that quality of life here in Iowa is really important for us to invest in. But you also look at those communities that have had the opportunities to house the casinos. I can't help but think of Council Bluffs and how it was a very blighted community before the casinos were able to reinvest. The Iowa West Foundation has really reinvested so much into the community of Council Bluffs and in the entire region of Southwest Iowa, an area that's always really needed that. And so much so that then they reinvested in cultural plans, just like Dubuque did, and many others, Burlington, other communities, have recognized that quality of life goes hand in hand with a lot of these things. So why should we have the opportunity here in Cedar Rapids? It's the second largest community in our state. And as we look at trying to achieve the greater state goals, it's really about attracting people from outside of the state into our state to recognize all the great things going on in our more than 900 towns and communities. Tourism is a natural piece of that, but also economic development. The Czech Museum recently hosted both the presidents of the Czech Republic as well as Slovakia here for very special economic meetings. Earlier in the year, the Economic Summit. And we recognize the importance of bringing people in nationally and internationally to our community. So I hope you give this all consideration as you move forward. Bottom line is thank you so much for spending all of your time on this important issue.
Good morning, commissioners, staff. My name is Mike Sadler. I'm a lifelong Iowa resident, and I've lived in Linn County for the last 35 years. I'm here today as president of the Cedar Rapids Iowa City Building Trades. The Building Trades has had a long-standing commitment to this casino coming to town. We were with the development group in 2013, again in 2017. We were there in 21 and 22 before the moratorium went into effect, and we're back again now in 24. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the fact that the rest of the casino operators in the state have come out today to share with us their thoughts and their feelings. It amazes me the amount of positivity in the development groups, the QSOs, the county individuals have from the income that they've received from their casinos. I think it's great. I think it's an opportunity that they appreciate and they need. I think that we in Linn County also would like that opportunity. You've heard from a lot of people. I think there's a lot of nonprofits that are looking forward to this. There's a lot of help and a lot of need in our community. The redevelopment of the North it's been a long time since the flood of 08 destroyed that community, and it's time to bring it back. I appreciate your time, and I look for a positive vote for this casino. Thank you.
Good morning, members of the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. My name is Sammy Sheets, and I'm proud to represent Linn County as a state representative. I'm here to give my strong support for granting a gaming license to the proposed Cedar Crossing Casino in Cedar Rapids. The people of Linn County have spoken clearly and decisively on this issue, not once, but twice, through overwhelming support in gaming referendums. And let me be clear, the most accurate form of public opinion polling is the ballot box, and Linn County voters have repeatedly demonstrated their desire for a casino. Claims from groups like Iowans for Common Sense, which rely on questionable surveys designed to undermine this effort, do not reflect the will of the people of Linn County. This project is not just about Cedar Rapids or Linn County. It's about strengthening Iowa's entire gaming industry. At a time where we're seeing gaming expansion on both our western and eastern borders, Cedar Crossing Casino is projected to generate an additional $51 to $80 million in annual statewide gaming revenue, according to multiple studies. This new revenue that doesn't come from existing casinos will help Iowa compete regionally and mitigate revenue losses to neighboring states. The Cedar Crossing project represents a $275 million investment, but this is about more than gaming. It's about revitalizing our community, creating opportunities, and building a brighter future. Cedar Crossing means 1,000 construction jobs and over 500 permanent jobs with competitive wages and benefits. It means rebuilding neighborhoods, still recovering from the devastating 2008 flood. It means over $6 million annually to Cedar Rapids area nonprofits, funding that could transform lives and address some of our community's most pressing needs. Cedar Rapids is the second largest city in Iowa, yet it remains one of the few metropolitan areas without a casino. This is an opportunity for fairness and growth, ensuring that our city and our region receive the same opportunities as 19 other communities across the state. I urge you to listen to the voters, consider the facts, and recognize the broad benefits this project will bring to not only Linn County, but the state of Iowa. The time is now. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Good morning. My name is Jeff Cooling, and I have been a lifelong resident of this area. I graduated from Prairie High School. I've lived in Cedar Rapids my adult life, both on the northwest side, the northeast side, and now I currently reside on the southwest side. I'm here today to ask you, as commissioners of the Racing and Gaming Commission, to consider and approve the application for the Cedar Rapids Casino. As a resident and someone who is looking for new opportunities and things to do within inside Linn County and Cedar Rapids, I think a casino and event spot for folks to go to and visit would be a great addition to our town, to our city and county. With that, I want to thank you all for your time. I understand that you have a difficult decision, and we appreciate you all being here and listening to the folks in Linn County that have all come up and voiced their approval. Thank you so much. Just wanted to say again that I support your decision to put a casino in Linn County. Thank you.
Good morning, members of the Commission. My name is Jeff Ross, and my address is 809 19th Avenue in Gilbertville, Iowa. I'm here today to discuss potentially the devastating impact that loss of revenues from the Isle Casino in Waterloo would have on small communities if Cedar Rapids were granted a gaming license. Before I dive into the main issue, let me provide some background information about myself. By day, I'm an educator of 36 years experience. I worked as a high school teacher, coach, and administrator during my tenure in districts across eastern Iowa, in both the corridor and the Cedar Valley. Currently, I work for the Waterloo Schools as Executive Director of Career and Technical Education, overseeing programs like the Waterloo Career Center that provides real-world experience to high school students from 12 public school districts and 3 non-public districts in Northeast Iowa. Today, I'm here to speak on behalf of my night job, serving on the City Council of Gilbertville, a small community in southeast Blackhawk County of 794 residents. In this role, I've seen firsthand the incredible impact the Isle and Blackhawk Gaming Association has had on small communities. Over the last 16 years, the Blackhawk Gaming Commission has granted Gilbertville $620,000 to Gilbertville for 13 different projects, the largest of these being a grant for $225,000 that helped us build our new emergency services building, which both houses our fire and police departments. The initial investment they made helped us in securing large grants from Blackhawk County and the Office of Representative Ashley Hinson. We've been fundraising for 10 years to try to make this building a reality, but it wasn't until we received support from Blackhawk County Gaming that it actually moved forward. I'm excited to report that we will open the building in January and dramatically improve the response times in 64 square miles of service area, impacting 2,800 residents and helping us cover a 10-mile stretch of Interstate 380 and a portion of Highway 20. As a small community, Gilbertville needs outside support to thrive. We need investments in things like emergency services, fiber optic services, networks, splash pads, and other amenities that larger cities take for granted. Unfortunately, with a small tax base, we cannot afford these, and Blackhawk Gaming has stepped up to the table often. The Blackhawk County Gaming services 8 counties as we define large cities by a population of 2,000 or more, which is a low bar. We have 56 cities that are smaller than 2,000 and only 14 large cities. In contrast, Linn County alone has 9 cities, population over 2,000. These cities have much larger tax bases, making it easy for them to meet the needs of their community. For this reason, I urge the Commission to carefully consider far-reaching impacts the decision to grant a gaming license to Cedar Rapids would have on communities being served by QSOs in eastern Iowa. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Real nervous, this is weird. But no, thank you City Council for having us here. And thank you for everybody who is involved in the public forum. My name is Jonathan Slottick. I'm not running for or from anything. I'm a 30-year-old tattoo artist, and I'm a real estate professional and a citizen of Cedar Rapids. I live in the Wellington Heights area. I have a lot of hope for this project, but I have no financial interest in this project. I'm not paid by any of the inside or outside interest groups here today. I just want to start by saying that gambling today is easier than ever. Right now, I can open my phone, I can look on an app, and I can bet my house on Caitlin Clark sinking a half-court shot. Pretty good bet. Double my money. Right now, I also wager on elections. Right now, people in this room will probably take odds on if you'll retain your seat next year or not. Jokes aside, I just want to stand here as one of the youngest people in this room, deeply concerned about my fellow citizens. With the arrival of the local casino and with the trusted community leaders potentially promoting it, I fear we'll see gambling shift from being viewed as an entertainment option to being treated as an investment, a dangerous and misguided one. Gambling can be destructive. It preys on hope, on vulnerability, on the human desire to win. No matter the odds, I've seen firsthand how it impacts lives, including my own. And while this issue isn't black and white, and this isn't a simple battle versus good and evil, I urge you as leaders to search your hearts and truly consider if this is the right decision for Cedar Rapids. Is this something that any of you today or 10 years from now will really be proud of? I don't think we need to gamble on our city's future. I think we need investments in projects that really empower our community, not just exploit them. I propose approving this project and levying a tax double or triple the current plan to support local projects and nonprofits. I urge you all to please consider and really take into account what this really means for the future, not just in terms of dollars and cents, but the impact it will have on lives. Thank you.
My name is Janice Warner. I currently live in the Northwest neighborhood, which is the area that it would be impacted by this. I am concerned about organized crime because any time that you have something along the lines with casinos, casinos, organized crime sees an opportunity and comes in. I am really concerned about sex trafficking in particular. Truckers Against Trafficking states that 40 million victims globally are impacted with human and sex trafficking, the sex trafficking being the biggest part, the fastest growing part of the human trafficking industry. The Polaris Project is a service organization for sex and labor trafficking victims seeking help. They receive approximately 150 calls per day. Sex trafficking is the most common form of crime called into the Polaris Project. The casino crowds and hotels provide convenience and cover for the sex traffickers, well, just human traffickers in general. These trafficking organizations seek to set up shop in these hotels. Normal casino hotel activity has hundreds of patrons coming and going all day, all night long, and that is a perfect cover for the sex trafficking and human trafficking industry. These victims come from all nationalities, immigration statuses, ethnic backgrounds, and education levels. So it doesn't matter where you're from, you could be a child, and it is very common for it to be children. And I am an educator, and that breaks my heart completely, that some of my students could be trafficked, and I wouldn't even know it unless I'm really looking at those, the warning signs. Many are promised much when they are coming into trafficking situations. They are promised that they will have a better life, but they have no idea that they're going to be sold and controlled by continual abuse and traumatic bonds. Victims become so afraid that they rarely speak out, even when they're given the opportunity to escape their terrible situations. This type of behavior already occurs in this city, as Chains Interrupted can tell you quite a bit about, which is the state organization regarding human trafficking. We do not need our community enabling more trafficking in our area. Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today, and thank you for being here. My name is Rick Moyle. I am the Executive Director of the Hawkeye Area Labor Council, AFL-CIO. Our organization has a 26-county jurisdiction that goes all the way from Washington County up to Cerro Gordo on the Minnesota border. We believe that we are an arm, we actually are the arm of the AFL-CIO from the national level, who represents workers in this portion of the state of Iowa through that 26-county jurisdiction. I bring that up because everything that we do as a council is handled through a democratic process. So by me being here today representing working people from our jurisdiction in the state of Iowa, we have votes on everything that we do, whether it be for a political endorsement, whether it be for something like this, a referendum, anything, application. And for many years, we have weighed the pros and the cons as working people in this community. And we have endorsed this process for many years now, and that's not an easy thing for us to do. So I do respect and appreciate what you have in front of you, because we are required by our Constitution to approve anything like this by 2/3 of our membership. So this is not 10 people sitting in a room as an executive council determining this is good for our community or this is bad for our communities. It's an overall delegation that decides this. So I'm actually here, honestly, I can say that I represent working families and working people in this community. The folks in Linn County and Cedar Rapids, as you've heard mentioned before, have unanimously decided that this is going to be good for our communities. So I would encourage you from the Hawkeye Area Labor Council side, in my position as director, to pass this. It is past time. It's going to really help our community here. I also wear another hat. So I am the elected president of Local Union Community Charities, which is a 501c3 nonprofit that has a statewide jurisdiction. And I think that that's important because we are a nonprofit who actually raises money from our memberships, and we give that money back to other 501c3s. So we are in support of other 501c3s in the area. So our committees know that we have a shortfall of funds for nonprofits in the area, and given that there could potentially be $6 million annually given back to nonprofits in the area, it's very important and would help. So again, representing both organizations, I encourage you to please pass this, and thank you for your time.
Is my Meskwaki name. My English name is Vern Jefferson. I'm the chairman of the Meskwaki Nation. I'm honored to speak on behalf of the Meskwaki tribe and to share our thoughts on an issue that is deeply important to our future and the well-being of our people and the surrounding communities we serve. We are proud of the progress we made as a community, and much of that progress has been made possible by the success of our Meskwaki Bingo Casino Hotel. But today I want to talk about our concerns regarding the impact of issuing this casino license. For my tribe, the casino isn't just a business, it's a tool for self-determination, a source of revenue that allows us to provide for our people and invest in our community. The profits from the casino fund essential services like healthcare, social services, elder services, education, housing, and even college tuition for our youth. It also helps support our local infrastructure that provides for our language and historic preservation programs, so that we can honor our ancestors and pass on our language and traditions to future generations. Without the revenue from the casino, we won't be able to provide these critical services, and while we understand that others may see opportunities for gaming in the region, we believe it's crucial to consider long-term consequences. It is our position, backed by economic analysis, that the proposed casino would directly dilute the market. The number of people who gamble in our region is not limitless. Adding more casinos would not lead to a greater pool of patrons. It would simply split the existing pool for existing casinos. This means that rather than seeing growth, we could face cuts to vital programs. We could see fewer opportunities for our children to get to college. We could see our elders receiving less care. We could see fewer jobs created, or even see layoffs due to decreased demand. The Meskwaki Bingo Casino Hotel has become a major job provider in our region. We employ people not only from our tribe, but from neighboring towns. It is not just about gaming, it's about the entire economic ecosystem that the casino helps sustain in the region. The casino has allowed us to make our settlement into a thriving community. It's brought our people back to a homeland, people who left because there are few jobs, few opportunities, and no real future for them here. Now, because of the revenues generated by our casino, we have young adults returning, people connecting, families growing stronger. Granting this license would jeopardize that progress. It would destabilize our community and reverse the gains we've worked so hard to achieve, as well as the regional economic ecosystem. This is not just about the casinos and our future. It is about our future for our people, our children, and our culture. We understand that people see the proposed casino as an opportunity for growth, but we see it as that you consider the impact of oversaturating the region. This casino, thank you.
Up in Nevada. I started working at a casino when I was 15. Of course, not in the gaming department, but at 15, I ended up staying 25 years. I earned my Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, and from the University of Nevada, Reno, I majored in gaming management and minored in economics. I've worked in some of the most competitive gaming markets in the United States: Nevada, California, both north and south, Arizona, Louisiana, and now Iowa. It wasn't until I experienced Iowa that I feel market saturation. At the October 3rd IRGC meeting in Bettendorf, the presenters noted that dramatic increase of AGR, aggregated gaming revenue, from 2019 to 2022, and that was certainly accurate, but omitted the trend over the last 2 years, which has been a decreasing AGR and a decreasing casino admissions. And also, operators have fewer slot machines and fewer table games. And I think, generally speaking, the 2022 peak was as a direct result of the pandemic and the recovery, because the recovery was extraordinarily slow. the reintroduction of lopsided recovery that many gaming properties benefited. From that 2022 peak to now, that has been a definite decrease in gaming revenue and admissions and number of gaming devices. So Rose Casino would potentially have on our casino operation, the Meskwaki Casino operation, we engaged Meister Economics Consulting across the country, including Iowa. So if you would allow me to please introduce our Allen Meister representative, John Clough of Meister Economics, to provide the kind of background. And I know that he gave you all distributed a PowerPoint presentation. So with that, I thank you and I'll turn it over to him.
Just quickly, this starts group 5. We are going to go through group 5, so there'll be 10 more speakers, and then we're going to take a short break. We don't get the opportunity to run and sneak out of here, so we're going to need to have about a 10
in the state, and would be the second closest property to the Cedar Rapids Casino if it was developed. Based on the positioning and customer base of Meskwaki, there's a significant level of market overlap between Meskwaki and the new Cedar Rapids Casino. As Scott alluded to as well, right, in analyzing the competitive market, there are a few very alarming trends. When looking at the competitive casinos, over the last 6 years, admissions have decreased by nearly 20%, and most of, if not all of the competitive casinos in this market have actually reduced the number of slot machines and table games. These trends are not indicative of a market that needs another casino or could even absorb another casino. Based on our modeling and analysis, we project that the new Cedar Rapids Casino would generate approximately $115 million in annual gross gaming revenue. In comparison to what the developers have put forth, that's actually pretty similar. They're just a little bit lower at about $108 million in a stabilized year. But the big significant difference is we're estimating that roughly $66 million, or nearly 60% of the new Cedar Rapids Casino revenue is through cannibalization, whereas the developers are estimating that it's only about $30 million. So we're over double that. And our analysis shows that Meskwaki will be one of the most significantly impacted casinos, taking a hit of about $16 to $17 million on an annual basis. Again, double what the developers have put forth. Excuse me, beyond Meskwaki, right, we're forecasting an additional $50 million hit annually on other casinos within the market area. So at the end of the day, our estimates are significantly higher in terms of the level of cannibalization. And really, how did we get there? Well, one, we had a significant benefit of being able to rely on Meskwaki's player club data. This is giving us, true insights and data on casino visitation and spending patterns within the local market area. Developers consultants, no fault of theirs, but they didn't have the benefit of that data. They instead relied on cell phone data, which really served as the foundation for their estimates. In doing so, right, we've actually experienced cell phone data in the past and seen several significant flaws and issues with that type of data. So in closing, I just wanted to, again, thank everybody for their time today and appreciate the time to speak.
Hello, members of the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm just an average Jane. My name is Dorothy DeSouza-Guinness, and I'm a resident of Cedar Rapids, a homeowner, a voter, a neighborhood leader, and a community advocate. I'm also an outlier. I ask that you vote against the application the developers have proposed for Cedar Rapids Casino. My concerns are for the residents who live near the proposed site, the impact on local employers, and the severe impact on existing casino cities. There has never been overwhelming support for a casino here. Linn County voters are waning in their support, as indicated by the decrease in votes for a casino in 2013 and in recent polls. Furthermore, voters were not asked if they wanted a casino smack dab in the middle of Cedar Rapids. The neighborhood immediately adjacent to the Cedar Crossing site is one of the few poor neighborhoods with affordable homes in our city. I doubt that any of the casino investors live there. This residential neighborhood does not need to be an anchor for further development. It's where people raise their families. It baffles me that city leaders believe a casino at this location would be good for the city. I would have been slightly less opposed to a casino in a rural location. However, I consider the effect on local hospitality employers owners who are already struggling to fully staff their businesses. Why bring in another competitor? Finally, I'm most concerned about the devastating impact on the rural communities with existing casinos. We live in Cedar Rapids, not in a bubble. Consider the exponential impact of even a 10% drop in revenues at Riverside or Tama. I'm from a rural community and have lived through the devastation caused by a slowdown at the only big employer in my county. It snowballs. Unemployment leads to fewer customers for small businesses, who then close, which leads to a drop in tax revenue for cities, schools, and counties, while there's an increased need for social services. At the same time, nonprofits see their funding cut. Currently, Cedar Rapidians are okay with driving to one of the 9 casinos within an hour and a half and one within 40 minutes. We'll continue to do so. I agree with other speakers who noted that Cedar Rapids is already thriving economically. We have many companies that provide excellent employment opportunities, more so than the other cities. I've lived in several of the cities in eastern Iowa that have casinos, and I've seen the impact that those casinos have had there, the positive impact. And I don't want to see something here hurt those communities. So thank you, and please say no.
Good morning, almost afternoon. Thank you for your time. I grew up in the Amana Colony, so it was nice to see the gentleman from Amana Society come. Not being a Linn County person, but I lived here in Cedar Rapids. I've lived here since graduating from the University of Iowa in 1992. I'm a very small town developer. I've done hotels, I've done multifamily, I've done commercial, I've done lots of residential. And I can't help but notice, and I don't like to concentrate on the negative, some of the comments, but the what about, all nonprofits, the ones that are in Linn County, the ones that are in Cedar Rapids, are struggling just as mightily as everyone else. Cedar Rapids deserves this casino. They deserve this opportunity, and it's not going to be just for Cedar Rapids. Linn County, Cedar Rapids, Iowa County, the Amana colonies, the statistics and all the numbers that are thrown out, as many people have said, we can dig into those, and we can cherry pick. It happens all day long when we're doing presentations, financial analyses, and we just know that that jobs will be created here. As an employer, as a past employer, from restaurants to people that work in the hotels, we have no concern whatsoever that we're going to not have the capable employees to run these businesses. But I really am worried that it's become a situation where local business A or local business B, there's always competition, and there's nothing wrong with competition. It creates one casino or another casino or this hotel or that hotel. The vast majority of businesses that I've been involved in, let's use a hotel for example. Many other developers don't want to see that next hotel come next to them because they always say that it's going to cannibalize. And what I've found is that it just draws more people in. And I think Iowa, we have to bet on Iowa, we have to bet on Cedar Rapids. It's going to continue to grow. We've got a great mayor, we've got a great council. We deserve this. And I want us to be successful, but I don't think we should be left set aside. And I do appreciate you guys. You're all paying attention. You're all taking notes. That's impressive to me. And I just want to come out as a small developer. This is important to our community because our community is sending a lot of that money elsewhere. And it would be nice to keep some of it here. And thank you for your time. You guys are great.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Katie Susong, and I'm the CEO at Grow Cedar Valley, our region's economic community development organization, where our mission is simple but important: to champion economic growth, to foster workforce development, and enhance our community's quality of life. I've also been Today I'm here to explain why I oppose the proposal to add a casino to Lynn County. In Black Hawk County, our population is declining. We are the only metro in eastern Iowa currently facing this issue. And in the last 10 months, our community has lost more than 1,000 jobs to layoffs. And these layoffs don't just impact individual families. They affect our schools, our neighborhoods, and our regional economy. Among our top employers, the Iowa Casino plays a significant role in our community's economic stability. It's one of our top 20 employers with more than 300 employees, and its presence extends far beyond its own operations. The casino supports 72 local Cedar Valley vendors and 126 more across Iowa, creating a vital supply chain that fuels small businesses and strengthens our regional economy. Additionally, funding generated through the casino enables the Black Hawk County Gaming Association to support numerous nonprofits and government entities that are essential to our quality of life. Simply put, our region has come to rely on the success of the casino. If the Isle were to face funding loss due to reduced business, especially now, the ripple effects would be profound, impacting the businesses that supply it, the organizations and city projects that rely on its funding, and ultimately our entire region and the 250,000 people that call the Cedar Valley home. To me, this highlights a need for a regional mindset, a unified approach where we as Iowans work together to build each other up. A thriving Cedar Valley strengthens all of Iowa, and when we collaborate, we all win. In the Cedar Valley, we have 2 large sister cities, several smaller communities, and surrounding counties that remain autonomous but depend on our metro area for things like restaurants, shopping, and larger regional amenities. It would be easy for our cities, nonprofits, and businesses to just focus on themselves, dividing resources and having a survival of the fittest mentality. However, it has been through dedicated leadership and true collaboration that we've seen unprecedented progress through the last 10 years, which gives me hope for our obstacle of overcoming our population decline. I urge the Commission to take this into consideration when reviewing the Lynn County Casino request. Separately, Eastern Iowa can continue to compete against one another, replicating attractions and amenities, or we can be united, leaning on each other's communities' uniqueness to build the state up overall. Your careful consideration matters and is a critical part of Iowa's continued